Hello, everyone. Uh, Thank you for coming back to the second Innings Chronicles podcast. And today I have with me Janaki Nagraj. And she has transitioned from being a homemaker to being a fitness and fitness coach and functional nutritionist. And I would love to welcome Janaki. Thank
Hi.
you, Janaki, for joining me on this podcast.
Yes, pleasure is all mine, Kavita. Thank you so much for
Yes.
inviting me.
It was great. Like I have known Janki since almost 7 years now, and I have also been part of her the exercise,
Good classes.
classes that she used to take, and I have gained a lot from learning from her, and even as a functional nutritionist, she has helped me over the years. And thank you so much for that. And who else? Uh, you know, uh, I have been for this podcast. I've been tapping into my personal network initially to get all the
Yes,
people who are not say very well known, but still have helped
yes.
me in my journey so much. And
Yeah.
thank you for doing this. And the first question I would first start with is like, could you explain your career trajectory, like till now as a functional nutritionist? What has been your journey like?
Functional nutrition happened much later in life. So it was during the COVID. At the same time, my daughter was going through an hormonal issue also. Not
Mm-hmm.
PCOD as such, but she was not getting her periods regularly. And, once they would start, it wouldn't stop and all those things. So I was looking for solutions. We did the allopathy, we did homeopathy and everything. I couldn't find solution for her issue. And then during COVID, I came across a lot of videos about functional medicine. Okay, so functional medicine is a new kind of branch of the normal, like allopathic medicine only. It's an integrative, therapeutic, and wellness oriented, part of the medicine, which was founded by the doctors themselves. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I came across that, but during that time, all the courses I would come across were from abroad, and that
Mm-hmm.
would cost a bomb, and we were not in a position to afford for any of the courses then. So
Mm-hmm.
then I came across an Indian academy that taught, functional nutrition, and I grabbed the opportunity. And then I did the course with the sole intention of treating my daughter. And
Mm-hmm.
now that has branched out, and I'm working for a wellness company, and it's just growing. I have a good clientele, personal. I have treated a lot of friends also, some references and all those things. So this has helped me. I've come a long way. And as I mentioned to you, I'm a rolling stone. I've been going from one hobby, one, like, I think, okay, this is the end. I have reached my, what the passion, and this is my ultimate goal I'm going to follow. And then something happens, and then I change the path totally. So here I'm, at this junction. I'm loving what I'm doing. It's not just me, it's about helping people also. That's a different kind of satisfaction. So before this, whatever I have done was, I was done it was for me, it was for my personal satisfaction. Now I see I help people overcome their issues and everything. It's a different kind of satisfaction.
Yeah, do you want to just jog your memory and tell us about what all things like? See, I know you as a blogger, I know you as an author, I have read your book, and I know you with the fitness as a fitness coach, okay, and now functional nutritionist. So, can you just want
Yeah,
to
so
just
I
go
think
through
I
the
started
journey?
as a blogger. Yeah, I started as a blogger. So, when I was young in college and all those things, I just wanted to be a homemaker. So I didn't know a world beyond, like homemaker and, having a good family, get togethers, one big family, and all those things. As my kids were growing up, there was a certain dissatisfaction or an unrest within me where I thought I'm better. I mean, I can do more than this. This is not me. I
Mm-hmm.
have more capacity or capabilities to do something. But at that point, I didn't know what to do. I had no idea about what I could do. That I don't have any talent. I don't have, inclination towards anything. I wanted the things to be easy also, and I wanted to work also. I didn't want to sacrifice my home life or something like that, like everything wanted to be easy. So then, blogging just happened out of it. I mean, I was even coming onto the Facebook was because of my daughter. She joined
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. I had to keep an eye on her because internet and all those things, we were hearing stories that it's a big bad place. So to keep an eye on her, I joined Facebook. That is when I was coming across blogs and everything, and on a whim one day I just decided I'll be a blogger. Okay, so there was no thought behind it. So I started this memoirs of a homemaker, where I
Mm-hmm.
would write about the personal stories and poetry and everything. Now it's lost in the web. Okay, so I don't even have a backup of almost 750, 800 posts I had written,
Yeah.
and during that time, I was one of the top 10 poetry bloggers in the country also. So I was being featured there, attended a lot of indie blogger meet, met you all amazing women who are all, transitioning into what they are. We are still transitioning. It's not that we are done, right? We are still
Mm-hmm.
finding new ways, new learning methods, and all those things. So blogging happened. It happened for 10 years. I enjoyed it again thoroughly. Meanwhile, I also started my fitness journey. It was just like, one of the things I wanted to do. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be fit. And since the time I started seeing Mumbai Marathon on the TV, I thought running is
Mm-hmm.
easy. I should run. Okay, all one has to do is run, right? But it's so difficult. So yeah, I joined a gym just to run. Okay, so
Okay.
then I did a marathon. First, I ran a marathon in Bangalore. It was an ultra marathon, 15
Mm-hmm.
kilometers. So I was third in the whole, my age category and all those things. So it was a nice feeling that I could do, And then I came here and I ran the Mumbai marathon, but, I had a pre existing injury which I didn't know. And, during the run itself, I broke my thigh bone and I had to abandon that.
Mm-hmm.
And then later again, it took me 5 years to muster up courage, again train, get physically fit, and participate. So I've run a few half marathons, 10 kilometers and 21 kilometer runs and everything. That was a nice stint. And again, second time also, I broke my leg
Oh.
during a marathon. Okay, I broke my leg around the 10-kilometer mark, but with a broken leg, I completed the marathon in 2.5 hours. And then with the broken leg, I had to come home in the train. So I think that is when I called it shots, because it was not worth it, like, because
Mm-hmm.
being a vegetarian and, vitamin D deficiency and almost threshold of a perimenopause where, your bones are becoming brittle and osteopenia, all those things together, I said, okay, fine. And the only way to build the bone is to lift weights. Okay, when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing the strength training, so that is the thing. So I transitioned to lifting weights. Okay, so I said, let me make my bones stronger so that, I can run. So I started like lifting weights, and then just like that, my coach said, do you want to participate in a powerlifting competition? I said, why
Oh,
not?
okay.
Let us explore that. And again, I did that. I won the second prize, the silver, in my age category for Maharashtra State. There are different, groups which conduct this state level competition. It's not like there is only one and I came the second for the whole state or something like that.
Got it. Got it. Huh.
Particular event, that was the state level one, and I won the silver. Again, it boosted my confidence. So I was there till the COVID happened. And because I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't go to the gym nor continue working out and being at home, I didn't know what to do. So the next
Mm-hmm.
best thing is teach women. So again, it was an overnight idea that, I should start online fitness classes for women. And that we had almost 40 women, four different batches during
Yeah.
the day, and
Yeah.
it was really fabulous. Like,
Yeah.
with you all, I learned a lot also. I I learned my the level of fitness where I could go to, and how I could teach you and all those things. It was an amazing journey, the 2 years that was there. Slowly it fizzled out again because establishments opened up, there was gym, and people wanted to go out of the house. So this was inside the house when we were locked up that
True.
this happened. And then again, I was taking chair yoga for seniors.
Yeah, yeah,
So that was also, I just stopped it recently because we had to renovate our house. So with all
hmm,
those things, I couldn't take the classes on. So that also went on for almost 4 years.
yeah.
So here I am today with all things mixed up and matched up. So very happy with whatever I have done with my, self discovery, the journey of self discovery of what my capacities and capabilities are. And when I look back, I can see that I have talent, multiple talents. Like I have dabbled with
True.
many of them. So you
Yeah,
you just don't realize what you are until you get into something. You put yourself out there and experience that.
yeah. And if what to say, like you shared your journey, and also for becoming a nutritionist, you shared the personal story, like the personal incident with your daughter, and like somehow I see like all these things are fitting in the fitness aspect, the nutrition aspect, everything is fitting in. And most of these, like where these decisions, like whenever you made that shift, where they usually gradually planned, or you kind of did it in a single point of time, you said not this, I'll do this, or something like that.
No, I think it was a gradual transition, because blogging, I think I had reached a peak. I had done like, okay, I was 10 years in that. I was doing, book clubs also where we would do book reviews and everything. I've
Yeah.
done it all. And it was kind of getting monotonous because mine was a personal blog and I was sharing personal stories, events, and all those things, and it was just not happening anymore. I didn't want to share anymore. Okay, so now
Hmm.
today, if you if you ask me sit and write a poem, I can't. So I don't like,
Okay.
was I really writing a poem then? Poetry, and various forms of poetry, we did A to Z, and in a day I have
Yeah.
posted like, one prose, one poetry, and all those things, and poetry would be of different genres also. So I've done all that. And then, yeah, coming out of blogging was a conscious decision. Yeah. And marathon, it just happened. I thought it would be like a hobby. It was a hobby, and I got serious about it because my son also started running with me. We ran a couple of marathons together, and my brother was also there who was also running. It kind of became a family kind of thing, and we
Hmm.
were all doing it. And because I couldn't run anymore of the broken bones, two fractures to date, so then I decided, okay, I mean, I was anyhow going to the gym. So when my coach suggested that start lifting weights, heavier weights, I mean, we were doing weights, but heavier weights with, a particular goal in mind, it was all gradual. I mean, it was not planned or anything. This fitness classes which I started during COVID, it was an impulsive one. It's like on the spur of moment, and I told my kids, let us make posters and put it out there so that I don't backtrack, I don't chicken out of it. I want to stick to it because at home we were getting monotonous, and we were baking all those cakes which the world was baking. We were eating hordes of sugar and flour and all those things, and we were putting on weight. I mean, we were doing nothing practically, right? I think it was the time when our creativeness came out, so
Hmm.
that was it. And that was a very impulsive decision, and then the day I had the thought, I asked my daughter to make the poster, and we just put it out. So I wanted to do it one batch, but then so many friends and everybody requested, we this time suits us, this time to suits it, and everything. So it was like 4 batches in a day. So that's how it went. Yeah.
Yeah. And during this journey, can you reflect, like, has it ever been that you thought that, let me have a plan B, or would you just, whatever you are choosing at that point of time, where you focused on that one thing?
Yeah, just that one thing. I still don't have a plan B, because I think this is it. And without my knowledge, plan B happens, and I just change my track and go there and realize, oh, I didn't even plan to be here. So that is what happened. That is what happened most of my life. But yeah, so every time I have thought that, okay, this is it, this is what I will stick on to, I won't transition from here. But then the transitions have happened, and I'm only glad that they've happened, because yeah, that is like discovering every aspect of me.
And whenever you're making these shifts, like what do you think is the factors that you give you certainty in that decision? Like when you want to shift, or when you are taking, like you shifted from, say, doing the classes to becoming a functional nutritionist, or from moving weights, lifting weights to again into the fitness thing. Do you think there were any factors that gave you certainty in your decision?
I think it's the people who were associated with me who have given me that kind of confidence that I could do something out of myself. Because, the sole purpose of studying functional nutrition was my daughter. I didn't
Hmm.
even think that I would go into a personal practice then. Okay, so just like how I would speak to you all in the class and everything, so one of my students, who I would tell her, give a suggestion about nutrition and all those things, she said, I want to be your client. It's just happened organically. And
Hmm.
then from then on, I said, why not? Then I had to like think of a name under which I would work, and then again put it out in the social media saying that yes, I am available for consultation. And I had to come up with the energy exchange which would cost and everything. And I was very hesitant, like to ask people for money. That those are all a mindset which I had to overcome. This is not so very easy. Everybody says know your value, know your value. I was always thinking about the other person. Is the person able to afford it, or not afford it? Is it right on my part to be asking so much and investing so much and everything? But at the end of the day, when you think that it is they are investing in their health, and they are getting the value for the money, and they are getting solutions from the health symptoms which they are facing, so why not? Like when you think about the long term effects also, when you go into the medicine, the emergency care, the hospital care and everything, it also costs a bomb. You
Yeah.
should have
Yeah.
a health insurance. Without a health insurance, it's not possible these days. Once
Yeah.
if you get a disease, or anything for that matter, and it's a cascading effect that it happens. So I said yes. And it took a couple of years for me to really really overcome that inhibition of asking money from people, of the value for my work. So yes, I think people have found me, and the word, it just spread through the word of mouth. I was referred clients, and my friends who became my clients were kind enough to give my reference to people and all those things. So it's been a good journey. And even the job, I wasn't even thinking of getting into an organization or something. So the academy from where I did this course from, we have a WhatsApp group, and they had put up that this sort of company is looking for a health coach. I said, I'll just ask. I attended the interview also. And the person asked me, would you want to have a salary, like, a regular job? I said, no, I will work for commission. It's like, like you take a client to them and you're getting a commission and you work with the client, and that case is done. So you come out of it. So I was opting for that. See, I wanted my life to be easy even then. But that person, my boss, he was insistent that I work with him. And at the age of almost 52, I got a job offer and a very good pay scale also. And I grabbed it. I said, I'm not going to overthink this or, talk myself out of this. Let me get into this. And it's been over a year and I have learned a lot. Probably I wouldn't have learned this if I just was practicing on my own. But this, yeah, I think somewhere some things are destined to happen. And I, said yes at the right time to myself, and things started opening up.
Yeah. Yeah. And So during this whole journey, what would you say were the internal and the external resources that you tapped into? One, you have already pointed out that you reached out to friends, and they kind of became your clients, and then things spread by
Yeah.
word of mouth. So that's there as an external resource, like people around you. But what do you think were your internal resources that you maybe now feel that you already had, that you tapped into when you were doing this new kind of profession, especially in the context of you being a homemaker and being at home for, like, say, majority of your working life,
Majority of
if I
my
may
life.
say,
It
right?
was, yeah,
uh,
38 up to 40, I was not doing anything. My
yeah.
age of 40,
So
yeah.
almost like being at home for, say, 15-20 years and then starting a new thing, that itself is a big journey for many people, right? So what do you think were your internal resources that you tapped into, and you were also surprised that, oh my god, I didn't know that I could do this? Or
Yes, yes. I think, yeah, it's the basic thing was the insecurity, whether I'm capable of or not. The fear, like what will happen if I put myself there? Somewhere, I knew that I have the capacity to do this, and unless and until I blogged, I didn't know how it is going to be received. And when it was received well, I felt seen, acknowledged, appreciated, and everything. That gave me the courage to go further, so branch out into writing poetry and everything. So everywhere, every step, I was appreciated. I made a lot of friends, and also they started appreciating my work. And when we started interacting also, like any city we would visit, I would meet my bloggers friends, we would have a blogger kind of a meet, and it strengthened my confidence in myself. I mean, like, we
Mhm.
would share stories, the personal stories of each other, how long we have come, and they would also give me encouragement, the typical women talk we all have, all these things, seeing others, seeing how they have overcome their issues. Farida Rizwan, if you know her from the blogging group, she was
Mhm.
a she was a breast cancer survivor, and she started the school. I mean, these people are really inspirational for me. Gayatri, she's an inspiration. How she battled her own mental illness, and she's now helping others doing the same. So there are a lot many examples I would give from, so all these people, seeing them working on themselves. And also, like, whenever I was working on myself, as I said, all these things have been healing a part of me which I didn't know needs to be healed also. Okay, some things you take for granted, this is what I am. And a lot of things I learned from my children. They are kind of more mature, not mature, I would say. Their perspective or their vision of world they have, when they shared their ideas with me, I would say, oh, this is something which I would never think of,
Mhm.
because, yeah, mine was a very tunnel vision, a very limited world and all those things. So lot of things, a lot of people have helped me in my journey. The external part, the internal is my own bad, and whenever I found validation, that has helped me boost my confidence and to come up, okay, fine, let me do better than this. So even in this functional nutrition, even one, like, one particular person saying that I'm feeling better today, I'm, like, what, then this, my symptoms are gone, it gives me a huge, huge, huge satisfaction.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And so now, what do you think that what did you believe about yourself that you thought I could make these shifts, in your career,
To be
or
very
rather step
frank,
into a new career after so many
yeah,
years, right?
so everything happened organically. I didn't plan on anything as such, because I didn't even know that a field like functional medicine exists. So I think it was like watching Will Smith's wife, Jade. She has a
Mhm.
red table, the
Yeah.
talk she has, kind of a thing. It was there. I saw one of the functional medical doctors, who is considered to be the founder of functional medicine. He was interviewing them and talking to them, explaining what is that. Is when I came across it, and I said, let me try it, because they said, wherever I read about it, it said that you need not be a science student for that or have a medical background to do this. It is easily doable. It was still a challenge for me, so I wanted that challenge. In when you say, when I even look back, the marathon and everything has been a challenge for
Challenge.
me.
Okay.
And it gives me a lot of what do you say, a high, that to prove not only to me but to men around the house that yes, I can do it. It's like being a woman also. See, while growing up, I was the girl child in a family of boys, cousins, and the first round, a lot of boys, and I was the only girl. And I would be like a crybaby, I want to do the same things that the boys did, and somewhere, I was not allowed to do because I was a girl. And they would also treat me like a fragile thing, so you can't play this, you can't do this, and everything. I think everything has been like proving something to myself, uh, maybe saying that I can do it also. I'm not what you think, but I can, do this. So I'm capable of doing this. So I think somewhere it is about proving a point to myself and to others also, that yes, I I am doing this. Yeah.
Okay, so in this whole journey, what do you like? What kind of challenges did you face? Obviously, with so many changes and also unconventional paths that you have taken, I won't say it would be easy. Well, you make it sound easy though, but there would have been some kind of challenges that you would have faced. You want to recollect some and
Yeah,
share?
the one thing is, the guilt that even when going to the gym, khana bana ke jao, ye taiyar hai, wo hai, and all those things, like you have to be like, you see on these Instagram reels, no matter you are the CEO of a company, do chai bana ke jao. That is the kind of a thing, like the certain roles you are expected to do certain things. So that was there. And also the financial situation, where I was asking money, and I was answerable also how the money was utilized, and whether it was worth investing in myself, whether my hobbies were worth investing into. So that was the biggest challenge, like proving and convincing and asking, and sometimes not getting all these things which homemaker goes through. So that was there. That was, I mean, like, it's all a part of somebody's life. I don't say that, because there is a lot of uh, uh, you know there's no set thing that this is going to go well, and this is going to work out the way you want to. Sometimes, going to the gym, for me it was a personal thing where I was overcoming my own shortcomings and working out and all those things. But when somebody says, why are you wasting the money, what for are you doing this, for whom you're doing this, like, you don't have answers for this. When somebody questions, why are you doing this? Okay, personal satisfaction is something you're doing, and you don't have a definition for something which you're doing. Even blogging was okay, घर पे बैठ के you're doing the work, you're writing online and on the laptop and something, so you're not going out also, but still it was not an investment. But the gym, the marathon, when you're running, you should have shoes, then you have injuries, then you go to the physios, and it's all like, it's not just as easy as it looks. There are a lot of
Looks.
people involved, lot of things involved behind it. You have to follow a particular nutrition, you have to eat certain things. It's all an investment, right?
Mhm.
In terms of money also. And money doesn't come easy only when there is one person earning at home and there are others. So you're answerable to all those things, and you have to prove that it's not going waste also, right? So yeah, that was the thing. That was a huge thing for me to overcome also. Somewhere I also feel guilty that I was wasting the money,
Mhm.
like, okay, fine, am I doing the right thing? Am I wasting the hard earned money? Where is it going to go? And somewhere that guilt was also there within me. So it took a lot of time, I mean, for me to work on myself. So not others, but to overcome those feelings myself, it took a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, because those are some of the seemingly small challenges, or rather, people would think, not even think about it, but then it really holds true for many, many people, you know. And during your journey, what support did you expect from others around you? And actually, what did support look like for you?
Support, what I got was, I mean, like, nobody questioned me. Of course, like, sometimes I would feel it a challenge to leave the kids at home, go for training, and come back home and cook and do all those stuff. Sometimes it would get me also. But then I was not working, okay? So it was not so much of a challenge, but sometimes it would be a challenge on certain terms and everything. But my family have been supportive in general. But only that is what, the guilt associated with spending the money was in my head also, and certain domestic issues where, I would go to blogger meets and all those things, and the kids were home. Like, I would come back late, and then, are they cared for, are they provided for, have I cooked for them, what are they doing at home, all these kinds of things. But I think there were no major challenges, and I kind of, I have had the support throughout. So yeah, so yeah, from my kids also, from my family also. uh, Chota mota to hota rehta hai, but it's nothing major like there were roadblocks or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay. And at the stage of your journey, Janki, if somebody, say, new comes to you and tells you, okay, I like what you have done and I want to pursue the same path. And maybe I don't want to, spend too much time on maybe things you have learned over the years, but could you like give me a few pointers or learnings from your journey that you can pass on to make their journey easier? So, what would your answer be for that?
There is no shortcut, Kavita. So, you have to go through the hard way itself, because whether it is fitness, see, writing, if it blogging for that matter, if you want to take, writing comes easily to you, then it's not an issue at all. I mean, there are not a lot of things to do there also. It's just your ideas and you write it. But fitness, you have to go through the process. So once you get into the fitness journey and you are very dedicated, you have to progress. And when you're progressing, injuries will happen, some posture corrections have to happen. There are certain things which you can do or which you cannot do, and you have to dedicate that amount of time to get what you want. There are certainly no shortcuts there. Even in functional medicine or functional nutrition for that matter, you have to do the course, and then you have to do more than what you have been taught. There's a lot of research, a lot of self study has to be done, because no case is similar to the other, because every person is unique, and no one protocol suits the other. So you have to keep on refining it yourself. And again, like, I got one client, so I didn't think where, I mean, like, I would really worry sometimes where the second client would come then. Once you start earning, you're getting that taste of independence, the about the finance you are having, and you would want to be, like, independent in more things. So,
Yeah.
and also that, and it's not like, okay, I have now begun the journey, I don't want to stop this journey without proving myself. That is also there. There are a lot of conditions to all these things,
Mhm.
the societal conditions, where you are expected to perform, where you have to expected to prove. I was also in that kind of a thing. Today I don't worry, because also, I'm also like, salaried, and I have a job and everything. I don't have to worry for money. But sometimes, whenever, for a long period of times, if nobody asks me or comes in as a client and not ask me for advice on their health and everything, I'm worried, like, what is happening, like, why am I not getting clients and all those things. So that is a constant thing that was going on in my mind. But again, you know as you age, as you realize that these are all not really necessary, you have just, the perception of the society is getting onto you that you have to do this, you have to be like this, you have to be like that. Then you start realizing, okay, let me go slow. I have proved myself, like, to me, to everyone. So I know what I'm capable of. I don't need to do it further. Let me take it easy now. So whatever I now do is for my own self, like the courses I do, whatever I study. I have done a lot of courses that, I can all put it together and do something online and give it to people as a course and everything, but I don't want to do it. So I'm right now content and happy with what I'm doing, because that need for me to prove myself is not there.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty much sorted now. So I think the functional nutrition part is the final thing I'm going to hold on to and not move to anything else. But you never know what is there in store for me. So yeah.
Yeah. And so this question basically comes because nowadays, if you see a lot of social media and if somebody wants to do something, there are usually many of these ads that say, come learn over a weekend and you'll start earning so and so thousand rupees, so many thousand rupees in the next 6 weeks or whatever, those kind of things. So the question was mainly for to ask the people who have actually done this journey to paint a realistic picture rather than a very ideal kind of picture. So that was where the question arose,
Yeah,
and you rightly said that you need to put in that much amount of work so that
yeah.
it comes out as a proof of concept, and then others are willing to take that bet on you, right?
Yeah. So even like, you see these ads, and you suppose you take up that, the course. I have taken up many course where they say reverse diabetes, we are going to do this and all. So what they are going to give is basic outline and everything. Unless and until you apply that in your life and really understand that the concept and go ahead in that, you will realize that, just going through the course is not enough,
True.
right? You have to put in the work, you have to put in, and if you want to grow with what you have learned, so you have to be you have to be dedicated, and you have to be committed. You just can't say, okay, I did the course and things are going to happen, and nothing. So even if you do a course on, start investing in stock market and everything, you should be daring enough to take the step of investing the money, playing
Yeah.
with the market, and then, like, dabble with profit or loss or anything. You should have that kind of a confidence. So doing all these things and not putting in effort to actually experience what you have learned is of no use. I've been like doing so many courses like that also, like on a whim I have enrolled for so many courses, and then it has not amounted to anything. And there are certain courses that I have done, and I've collected so much knowledge, I can even package it today and sell it for something. It would again earn me money, but as I said, at this point, I'm content, I'm fine with whatever I'm doing. So I don't want to maybe in future, I don't know.
Yeah. So putting in the work is the most important thing, and that itself takes the time that it actually
See,
takes,
yeah,
right?
today we think that, like Instagram influencers and everything, they are earning a lot of money, right? But still, to come up with unique content which appeals to the people and going making it viral or getting so much people, also you can buy followers, also you can buy, but the viewership is what it's out there, and people
Hmm.
should like the content. There are thousands of influencers, okay,
True.
and most of them are making money. It means that they have the content in place. That means that they are constantly working on their creativity, okay, and it's
Hmm.
not monotonous. So everybody has to put in the work.
Yeah.
Nothing comes easy. Yeah.
True. And okay, so you have been into this 3 4 fields, plus you have also been a homemaker. You have taken care of your kids. So what do you think are the learnings from each of these, spheres that help you in doing your work right now? What are the
So
learnings
what
from? each of these things?
One is consistency and hard work. That has to be there. The certain commitment has to be there. There have been times when I have gone slack and lazy and procrastinated कि आज नहीं करते, कल नहीं करते, and there are periods where I was not working out, and like, okay, I don't want to work out, but then you realize that no, to gain something you have to lose something. To lose something is your comfort. Okay, so
Hmm.
you keep seeing this, choose your heart, choose your heart. So that is the thing, that you have to keep choosing what you want to do and keep on repeating it. And that is boring. The routine, they say, is lethal, but it really takes you somewhere. At the end of the day, doing those boring stuff repeatedly is going to gain you success, rather than sitting and saying, I want to do this, I want this, and I want that. So dreams, to make the dreams to get realized into whatever you want to, you have to put in the effort. So just like manifesting, I can't say, I want a bigger house and do nothing about it. You have to work towards it. Like, you put at least 50% of the effort, then the universe puts in another 50%, and you get something like a dream manifested 100%. So that at least 50% should be from your side. That is there.
Yeah. Any specific learnings from other fields that you're taking now into your new career?
A lot, like, the career wise, a lot of things I'm learning, like about different because when I had my personal clients, it was like, a few specific cases like weight loss and diabetes, thyroid, very very general and very specific ones. Now that I'm working on a lot of clients who have multiple issues, complex issues, and every day is a learning. And yeah, apart from that, everything related to nutrition, everything related to mind body connection, everything related to healing, not just on a nutritional level, but also on a more emotional level, how the emotions are connected to the body, and how diseases are connected to the emotions. All these things are something which I'm learning. The somatic healing, the psychosomatics of the diseases, all those different modalities of healing. So these are what are like I'm learning and exploring, doing short courses on them to understand them. So whatever the time permits within the framework of my work, my home, I try to do it and expand my knowledge and stay, like, you have to be updated to do all this every day, what is happening in the field and all those things. And thankfully my boss is there, and then we have these groups, where we are discussing cases about people, and people are helping us also, in resolving. Suddenly, like, you don't know what to do with a certain case client, and you don't know what kind of supplements or what mode of treatment you would want to take, and we have these groups where people help you by giving suggestions what has to be done and all. So it's every day is a learning and growing process.
Yeah. And what do you think is the next step in your journey that you would want to
I
take?
really, I really don't know. Given a chance, I would want more and more clients so that I keep working on people and healing them, like making them aware also. It's not more than the healing. It's like make them aware of where their emotions are coming from and why it is creating a disease in the body, and how the body, like how you have to heal your body. What are the things to the lifestyle changes you have to make to heal your body, and it's not very complicated also as it is made of. So you can stay healthy, you can stay fit fairly, without doing exercises and all those things, just by diet, maintaining your lifestyle, going for a walk and all those things. So that is one thing which I want more people to understand, that healthcare system is not the end of it. You, after like 60, you don't want to be going to a hospital, in and out of hospital, everything. So take care of yourself, educate. I mean, people, it's not that people don't know. People know, people are more aware of all these things before that. Somewhere they are you know complacent, that chalta hai, kal hai na, kal dekh lenge, kind of a thing. Like, even with food, or even with lifestyle changes, I see the kids of today, no matter how much you tell them, they don't want to change their lifestyle, eating bad food, eating late, sleeping late, waking up late. Everything is late, late, out of a circadian rhythm. And it is
Yeah.
just a domino effect and a disaster to happen kind of a thing. And probably they are also not at the age where they want to understand also. So my biggest thing is make people understand how health is important and how to maintain health in a very simplest way, and be serious about it. Okay, so when you value your health, when you value yourself, you'll see the change in yourself. So take yourself seriously for that matter. So that is
Yeah.
one thing which I want people to understand.
Yeah. And thank you for that. And if anybody who sees the podcast wants to get in touch with you for a consultation, or get to know more about what you do in your work, so where can they find you?
Instagram, my profile is Heal with J. I will share that in the description. And they can message me there. I'm not so much on the Facebook these days. So these are the things. I'm on LinkedIn also, but I don't use that. So Instagram is the one where they can contact me, and through which they can DM me their phone number, and we can have a conversation and all those things. So Instagram is the only platform I use a lot. So that is the one.
Thank you so much, Janki, for giving us the time and sharing your journey. Because I feel, sometimes knowing the journey, what it requires, what work needs to be put, helps a lot more people who want to take that next step.
I'm quite surprised myself that, I'm here today. From the time I look back, I think Bollywood was one thing that spoiled us a lot, thinking that romance, the family, the life is the happily ever after kind of a thing. But today, it's important that you do something for yourself, especially when you come from such a background where the girls are very protected, and we don't know our own capabilities and what we are able to do. We have not explored that at all. We have not even thought about it, like that I'm able to do something. And to be able to overcome those inhibitions, to understand that yes, I'm able to do this, I can do this, and I'm also worthy of the validation or whatever I receive from people. It takes a quite bit of healing and understanding also. As I said, my kids, they give their perspective, that views, and that kinds of opens up my mind also. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about this. So it's been a journey of self discovery. It is still be it's still a journey going on. The learning is still there. So yeah, thank you. And I keep learning from you Gayatri, Uma, all those people. We have been there together and we are growing together. So yeah, it's our journey that I'm
Yeah,
witnessing.
and
Yes.
I somehow feel this whole narrative about women pulling down each other. I find that I have kind of going like thankfully surrounded myself with women who are very supportive of each other
Yes.
and being part of each other's journeys, and that's really
Yeah.
commendable also. And also, to have that safe space
Yes. Yes.
to to talk or to even
Yes.
work on
I think,
ourselves is
like
important.
when we were all blogging and we had that one group where we would regularly meet and chat and, put our heads down and discuss everything under the sun, which I really would want to revisit those times, where we would meet, enjoy, and have fun and all. So, yeah, that is something which I miss from the blogging time. Otherwise, yeah, I have friends. We still keep in touch online. So that's still good. That's still
Yeah.
good.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Janki.
Thank you, Gavita. Thank you so much. Bye.